Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Hopefully, you are always in a good condition. Okay, now let me introduce myself. My name is Fauziyah Norma Vidiana. In this video, we are going to learn about gender, blindness, and stereotypes. So, let's learn about it. Number 1 is human language and confidence. Social dialect research focuses on differences between women's and men's speech in the areas of pronunciation. Some social dialectologists suggest that women were status conscious. Robin Lakoff suggested almost the opposite. Women were using language which reinforced their subordinate status. Social dialect research focuses on differences between women's and men's speech in the areas of pronunciation and morphology. Lakoff shift the focus of research on gender differences to syntax, semantic, and style. She suggested that women's subordinate social status in American society is indicated by the language women use. According to an American linguist, Robin Lakoff, women express number 1 is uncertainty, and then number 2 is lack of confidence. Lakoff suggested that women's speech was characterized by linguistic features such as the following indicates rising intonation. Number 1, lexical hedges or fillers. For the example, you know, sort of, well, you see. And then number 2, tag questions. For the example, she's very nice, isn't she? And then number 3, rising intonation on declaratives. For the example, it is really good. And then number 4 is empathy adjectives. For the example, divine, charming, cute. And then number 5, precise color terms. For the example, magenta, aquamarine. Number 6, intensive verbs such as just and so. For the example, I like him so much. And then number 7 is hypercorrect grammar. For the example, consistent use of standard verb forms. And then number 8, super polite forms. For the example, indirect request, euphemisms. And then number 9 is avoidance of strong swear words. For the example, fudge and my goodness. And the last is empathic stress. For the example, it was a brilliant performance. Politeness. Women use more politeness device than the men. Man to man, fewer politeness, and then man to woman, more politeness. Number 2, social role or status different pattern of language. Statusful woman and gentleman. And then number 2 is features of women's language. There are two language features used by women. Number 1 is hedging devices, signal lack of confidence. And then number 2 is boosting devices, signal persuade their address to take them seriously. Lack of linguistic features as politeness devices, using tag questions, express uncertainty and doubt. Function, facilitative or positive politeness devices, and then soften directive or criticism. This is the table of distribution of tag question by function and sex of speaker. Women use more text than the men. More interesting in the fact that women and men use them more often for different functions. Women put more emphasis than men on the polite or affective functions of tags, using them as facilitative positive politeness devices. Men, on the other hand, use more text for the expression of uncertainty. And then is interaction. Interrupting behavior based on research, women got interrupted more than men. Conversational feedback, according to American studies, women do the more positive feedback to the conversational partner better than men do. And then interruptions. In some gender interactions, interruptions were pretty evenly distributed between speakers. In cross-gender interactions, almost all the interruptions were from males. And then gossip. Women gossiping usually consists of experience, problem, and feeling. Avoid criticizing people in order not to make atmosphere becomes discomfort. And then men gossiping tend to argue about certain topics, criticize each other, and sometimes make the conversational partner feels down. And then sexist language is concerned with the way the language express negative and positive stereotypes of women and men. Sexist language is one example of the way a culture or society conveys its values. Can language be sexist? Feminists have claimed that English is a sexist language. Sexism involves behavior. English language discriminates women. In the semantic area, metaphors are available to describe women in derogatory image. The first one is animal imagery, and the last one is food imagery. Thank you very much for our lesson today. Might be enough from me, and akhiran wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.